It's the East Coast Bull Bars V8 Ute Series, the first race for their weekend. And if this is half as good as the first of those V8 races, or the Aussie Racing Cars race, which Paul Morris featured in strongly, I'll be impressed. PM is back in the commentary box. And, dude, that was a hell of a race.
Yeah, it was good. All the racing's been great all weekend so far, so the crowd loving it. Extra grip level of the track's just providing some ripper racing.
It really has raised the bar, hasn't it? Now we've got George Miedeke on pole position here alongside Chris Pither, who's done a great job to steal himself a front row start. Might I mention that he also took the first race win here 2 years ago, so keep an eye out for him. Miedeke won a race here back in 2008. They have that front row alongside each other. Third Matt Stone racing car there, Raul Harris. Ryan Hansford looking good. He's been on the podium here too. Chris Walton defending champ alongside Reese McNally. Cedars and Pretty in there as well. And rumour out of the pits that a few guys have already gone to use some tyres, which we saw in qualifying. So that could mean that some of the guys further back in the pack who are only on those original 4 tyres.
Could be. So out of the front runners, we know Ryle only used 4 and the other guys took 2 down the right-hand side. So it could play into Ryle's hands later on in the weekend.
It's all about tyre conservation. You only get 6 Yokohama tyres to use across the weekend. Looking further back, we see some familiar names like Charlie Kovacs. So Matt Stone has 3 cars towards the front. He's
some lockout there
from that famous Stone Racing or Stone Brothers racing family. The next generation coming through.
And even Ross was snooping around the pits there. Reckoned he'd like to run a couple of utes. Bought himself a workshop in Yatala recently and said he wouldn't fill it up with a couple of utes.
Okay,
which should be interesting.
Interesting little prospect.
Ross is bored.
The return of the Stone Brothers, albeit in the Utes, be an interesting one. Okay, there's the front row. The first race for the Utes is set with a green flag at the back. Chris Pither to your left of screen. George Miedeke to the right. Raul Harris, winner from Perth, is right behind them with Ryan Hansford, son of the 95 Bathurst winner. 93 Bathurst winner, I should say, off the top of my head, my mistake. And a green means
Pither's
go.
got the jump.
Great start for Pither, beautiful start.
He
moves over nicely in front of Miedeke. Hansford on the outside is going to squeeze Raul Harris.
Too.
We saw how well this worked for the V8 Supercars.
Raul's going to go on with this.
Nice work, Harris. Bad stuff for Miedeke. Oh, there's contact, and there goes Hansford and Miedeke.
Raul's going to shoot straight to the front here.
Oh, the bad news for the pole sitters continues today.
The best place to be in turn 1's on the inside. You can't get cannoned out.
Oh, no, there's more going on backwards in the pack. Nathan Pretty's limping around on the inside of the circuit. He's got big damage to the front. You're riding on board with Craig Dontis, who is also a part of this. And after all is said and done...
a big mover, look at that.
It's Raul Harris who leads. Yeah,
first lap. Straight up into 3rd.
Kim Jane started 11th. That's past 8 cars in half a lap. Okay, let's go riding on board with Andrew Fisher. Doesn't matter what category seems to take the track today, Paul. There's paint being swapped left, right and centre.
Definitely. The track surface got a lot of grip, so it gives you confidence. And you take that into the corner sometimes, and someone else is where you want to be.
Oh. Dontis will be spewing that he's not been able to make the most of a frantic
got going, but
start
back
here.
in 24th. Gutted for him, man. It was good to see him on pole, and it all comes down to the start. We were worried about Pither getting off the line, and
so was it friendly fire down there at the first corner?
Yeah, Pither's got a bit of a toe here. Look at him fanning out the back there.
Yeah, Marjoram now up the inside of Andrew Fisher, and he wasn't really present in qualifying, so this is good stuff.
He's cleared him here. He's going to go on with this.
Auto 1U.
You can't be out there. He's just going to get hung out to dry.
So that sees Marjoram now bump himself up to 6th.
Good recovery.
Yeah, very impressive start at 12th. So 6 cars in 1 lap there for the young West Aussies behind a fellow West Aussie in the Stratco Ute. And look at Walton now alongside Kim Jane, but Jane will have to sit for turn 6.
Walton's sneaking up the inside. He's going to just throw it out there. No.
Oh, contact Fisher gets in the back of Marjoram.
Hang on to it. Keep your boot into it, son.
And he's second in the points and could very well have cut down the left rear tyre. That was big contact.
This is going to get ugly here.
They're all queuing up.
There.
Cedars, Jeremy Gray.
Left front's gone.
And there goes Fisher.
Yeah.
Oh, that's disappointing. Cam Wilson's involved here as well. He's up behind a similarly liveried car and Jeremy Gray. Fair bit of chaos at the start of this one as well then.
Jeremy McLeod with a caved-in bonnet. He's been into it.
These two are pushing ahead
They're
here.
gone. They're just going to streak away here. If they're smart, they'll work with each other for a lap or two and try and get a break. Ryle's gone defensive. Chris can't do anything out there. There's nowhere to go.
In 2013, these two drivers shared all the victories across that weekend.
If you look on the back of Ryle's car here, the Ducks Nuts local bar, that's where the party will be Sunday night, Ryle reckons.
You'd only get away with naming a bar that in Darwin, I'd say.
She's going to be full.
Oh, big tank slapper across the top there for McNally. He caught it though. Hugh Jane now back into 4th, but I tell you what, given the fact that he started at 11th, I think he'll take it.
He's having a sniff down the inside of Jane. Got it done. Jane will come back at him.
He's going to put up a fight here. We'll have the inside for 7. He's done all right to actually hang on there.
Yeah, he's done well. Knew he was going to be strong at the next corner, so just good heads-up driving, not panicking. No, he sort of lost that spot, but had the advantage for the next corner. Just shows his experience.
Well, yeah, McLeod does have a fairly nasty bump in the front of that bonnet.
It's just
McNally looking to get a good exit out of turn 14.
he's on him here. He's already pulled out.
He's setting him up like Adam Eubangang set you up at the last corner.
Yeah, he did set me up. Great job.
Meanwhile, the leaders, look at Pither floating around the rear
He's got
tailgate.
this done here.
Pither's looking in his left mirror. Ryle's looking in his left mirror and sees that Pither's not going to go jamming the nose in there. They continue on with their way, and we'll see if Walton can chase them down. That time through, they were all pretty even, Stevens.
So the car Pither's driving, Ryle drove that at the first round.
He did.
He did.
Prince Adelaide.
Had a bit of a blue with the car owner. Leased his own car. Now he's sort of owner-driver. He's in charge of his own destiny. He likes it. He doesn't like people telling him what to do. He's leased his own car, run his own deal, and he loves it. He loves it.
All right, let's relive this frantic first lap.
This is where it all went wrong for George. So
Pither gets the initial jump. Okay, now we've got another 500 metres before it all kicks off yet.
Ryle comes over here.
Now, where was the contact made? Oh, it was actually Pither and Hansford who probably got into each other first, and then
nowhere to go. So
it kind of started.
He should have just stayed left. As soon as he's tried to go right, try and get the advantage of the exit, it's just ended up being a.
Keep an eye on Nathan Pretty in front of us here, because something happened to him through this first corner, which saw him get taken out of the race. Riding on board with Craig Donis. What happened to Nathan Pretty? He's got Walton to the inside. This is all standard. Oh, he went up the back there of David Cedars. Oh, and it also gave Adam Marjoram a shot too. Oh,
that's a big hit.
Dontis lost so many spots just by
just can't afford to be out there in turn 1. You get out there on turn 1, you can't get back in, and when anything goes wrong, it just all fires to the outside of the circuit.
Oi! Chris Oakland to turn 1. This is one of the drivers that was involved in that fairly frantic race 3 accident.
He was on the receiving end of it.
Yep.
Thought he was minding his own business. Next thing he was eating concrete. So the Killer's slipping up here into 3rd.
Now that gap between 3rd to 2nd at the moment was that 1.6 seconds, so it's not impossible, especially if Harris and Pither start fighting.
McLeod's on the bubble.
There's Walton now setting the fastest lap of the race too. At this moment in this sector he's quick, so let's see if he can go on with it.
On screen, Cam Wilson up to 10th place.
Big moment down here in turn 1 for Richard Mork.
So Mork is in the Gulf Western ute. Yep. He's been tagged. Oakland's reacted to what's in front of him and spun himself out.
Probably just grabbed the brakes too hard.
They're having a double look.
Now the leaders are approaching Andrew Fisher, who's come out of the pits. He's back in 28th.
Bit of an overlap here.
He's got the leaders breathing down his neck here. 6 laps in and we're already in traffic. How about that? Albeit courtesy of some drama. And this is
Pither's
very tight here.
Ryle will have to go defensive here. Pither will slip up the inside if he does it, and here he goes.
That's a good move at turn 5.
Got it done, took the line for him. Now, he's got to give him one in the door here and run him wide so he can get back to the inside for the next corner. Hasn't put, Ryle's thought better of it, so.
Look who's closing.
He had to really run Ryle up over the curb so he couldn't get back on the gas.
Just closing with every corner here. But Ryle still leading that championship with Adam Marjoram back there in 6th. He'll
That's
open
a
up
good
that
point.
points
Good
lead again.
point. So he won't be too stressed about Chris being in front of him. Chris knows that if he puts the pressure on Ryle, Ryle's not going to want to get into a dust-up because he's not in the championship. I think Pither might pull away here. He just drives it out the front, puts his eyes forward. Might just sneak away from these guys.